Hey, welcome back. Thanks for joining me once again. And this will be the final video for the Salon app series. So in this video, we'll be learning how to make horizontal scroll. So that is prototyping some elements to move horizontally, like you can slide them. Then we'll be learning how to also do the vertical form, also sliding elements vertically. Then also would just prototype one of the screens also so that we can understand the basics of prototyping in Figma. And trust me, they are very simple. If you haven't watched the previous videos on how to design all these screens, the link will be in the description where you'd learn how to design all the screens that we have here. Very useful, informative tutorials for beginners. So let's get into it. So first of all, I'll take this screen and make a duplicate because we're going to alter some things there. So right here, would take this select date and take it out of the frame. That's the first thing that we'll do. Then bring this down here. So the reason why I took select your date out of the frame is that the effect we're going to give is going to allow any element that we apply to scroll, the ability to scroll. So select your date would probably go out of the screen. And then we want to be able to scroll our date from left to right and all of that. So I would go into the frame and then go to the last one, which is, it is hidden, but you can see it, and then Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, just to create more duplicates of it so that we can have things to scroll across, and then keep duplicating. I think we have quite not or enough. Then next I would give it 16 pixel margin on both sides. So, okay, before that, let me explain why we are giving it 16 pixel. Once we make it scroll, if we don't give it the margin that I just did, this is what we are going to have. We are going to have something like this, but to still be inside the canvas. Let me just drop it back inside the canvas, or inside the artboard, I mean. Yeah, so we are going to have something like this, which doesn't really look neat, but by the time we give it 16 pixel, it would leave some space there. So that is what we're going to do. So I just Ctrl+Z back to what we have, and then that is that. So the next thing we're going to do is now to right click this and say frame selection. The shortcut is Ctrl+Alt+G. You press Ctrl+Alt and G together, and on Mac that is Command Option and the letter G. So once we do that, we are going to shorten the frame length. The frame is currently taking the entire length of our element that it is framing. So we are going to shorten the frame just to come to the edge here. So then we'd select clip content. So once we reduce the width of our frame, the next thing we are going to do is to go into the frame, select our element, go to prototype, and we change this to horizontal scrolling. And then just check what we have done. Click on play, and yeah, we can scroll now. So it's just that easy. So that way, that's how we make the horizontal scroll. So for the next prototype, we'll duplicate this. So for this, we'll be doing a vertical scroll. And then once we do that, so this is a case where you have a lot of barbers and you want to be able to scroll through the list and select one of them. Would select the artboard, the auto layouts, and then Ctrl+Alt+G to frame it, and then open the frame, go to the last element in the auto layouts, Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V to create more duplicates of it. just so that we can have a number of contents to scroll through. Then we select the frame again and then go to the top right here and say clip content. So clip content is going to make sure that all the contents, because right now you see that there's a content after the frame that is showing. So, but once we say clip content, all the content after the frame will be hidden, and that is what we want. Awesome. So the next thing that we're going to do now is select our frame, go to prototype and say vertical scrolling. And then we can view it in our prototype. Just that simple. So now we can scroll through it. Next one will be for the clock. So we want the user to be able to scroll through the clock to see time. So we'll make another type of variant where this time around the barber won't be available at the selected time. I'll select this 3. Select this 3, Ctrl G to group it, and just bring it out here. Because we can't see that for now, I would select F to create a frame, and so that we can just see what we are doing outside here. So that's the first thing. Then, as we know, for the scroll, we have to create more duplicates, just like we have done before. So Ctrl C, Ctrl V, Ctrl V. Oh, sorry, before that, we have to first frame the selection. So create frame, and then we can go in to create more duplicates. Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and then we can tell our frame to clip content. So those ones are hidden, and then we'd select these and create another duplicate. And this time around, I would like to change the time to, let's say, 3:45. Our test isn't center aligned, so let's just quickly center align our tests so it remains in the same position. So we'll select that and change that to 3:45 p.m. Our test will be unavailable, and then the color will change also to our red. Yeah, so the color will change also to our red. And then what we want to do is we'd select this 2 and then come up here and click on the component icon. I will say create component sets. So once it does that, both of the 2 of them are components now, both elements are a component, and I would select the first one, go to prototype, and then swap it here. So now this is a little bit different from what we did earlier. Then we will say, we'll change here, we'll say on drag, it should smart animate, and then I'll select is in and is out, and then we can use 350 milliseconds, and then we can do the same thing back again. So I'll just pick this and say it should go there, select the arrow, you can see the arrow, and then until it touches this box, automatically Figma remembers the settings from the previous settings and then brings it into the new one. So we already have that, I don't need to change anything. Then I'll go back to design mode and then select the first one, Ctrl C, and then come to our artboard here and paste it back there, and just roughly align it. And then if we go and preview now we can scroll, and I think we didn't scroll back. Let's quickly look at that. Prototype. it should work. It's confused why it isn't working right now. And just create another one. Yeah. Okay. So the instruction was on tap instead of on drag. So just say on drag. Smart Animate, everything is there. So now it should work. So as simple as that. Figma doesn't have the capacity to make it interactive. Because so, for example, if you come into just this selection here where we have the frame, we can tell it to prototype and then say horizontal scroll. So that's how it should work. So we should be able to scroll through the timeline. And then the last but not the least, our prototype that we're going to do will be from this place to the confirm booking. Yeah. So smartly animates layers that are alike in the previous and the next artboard. So let me just bring this down here so that we can see what we are doing. So if I click here, we can see that the name of this frame is frame 37 and the name of this frame is also frame 37, so they are alike. I'll select this and group them, select this and group them. Then I'll select this 3. Let me move this out of our way. Select this 3 and then Ctrl+C, come here and paste them so that it can be smartly animated. So Smart Animate just gives it like a more nice interactive feel. So I'll bring them down and then I'll reduce the opacity to 0. Another thing is, because I want them to enter at different times, I'll select the first one, which is the button here. We can just see the corner and then move it further down. And then the next one in the middle. And then move it a little bit further down. So that way they would come at different intervals just a little bit. So now we'll go to prototype, select our button here and take it down to this. Let's say on tap, yes, Smart Animate, ease in, ease out, and then 350 milliseconds. So now once I click on it, so you saw the card with the name come down. That's the Derek Monroe, and that's just because it was in the previous, it is above here. So when it's Smart Animate, it's bringing it down while others are coming from the bottom. Let's look at it again. So see the dates and the time come from the bottom, while the name for Derek comes from the top and drags them down. So that's Smart Animate. And yeah, we can just say this confirm button also goes to our appointment booking page. Yeah, as I said earlier, that Figma remembers the settings that you used to prototype previously. So on tab, Smart Animate, everything is already there. And we are good. So if we go to our prototype now and I click on confirm booking, it just takes us here. And that is the end of this tutorial. Thank you for watching. Remember to share with a friend and subscribe. Turn on the notification icon for the next tutorial.